Hey, this is Tuxedo Mark, and welcome to another episode of VLOGTRON, a Voltron vlog. I'm reviewing episode 52, Final Victory. Okay, so the battle continues, and basically it's just Voltron against Castle Doom. And Voltron is eventually victorious, obviously. So they formed Voltron, they beat the castle. Now, Rommel and Sven are trying to free the slaves, and the mice go and help them out. Okay. Koran takes the Castle of Lions as a spaceship now to Planet Doom. There's a whole command crew and stuff like that on the ship. According to Koran, they are traveling at Mach 7. They're not even at warp speed, they're at Mach 7. And they're traveling to another planet. I don't even want to calculate that, at least not right now. But that sounds ridiculous. Let's see. So, Lotor defeats a bunch of, after Voltron wins and the castle's pretty much destroyed. A bunch of bad guys are approaching Lotor to convince him to surrender and accept peace, and Lotor's like, no. And he destroys all of the robots. Yeah. Let's see. Rommel is reunited with her younger brother, Prince Shrimp. Sven goes to confront Lotor on his own. They both fall out of the castle and just fall a great distance toward the ground. And then Allure's like, they fell into the water or something like that. And then there are these weird edits. Peter Cullen assures us that Sven was rescued and is going to make a full recovery. Sure. There's footage of Lotor escaping in a ship or something somehow. Now, obviously, they both died in the original Go Line episode. And this does not look convincing at all. Let's see. Everyone returns to Planet Eris. I assume the castle was put back where it was, even though we don't see it. Voltron's standing there, the people are happy. Everyone's celebrating. The Voltron force isn't there, and then Koran is shocked to learn they're just hanging out, lying in the fields and relaxing. Okay. They theorize maybe they'll be needed somewhere else, and Pidge is talking about, hey, maybe who knows where we'll be sent, and I'm going to write a letter to my brother Chip right away. And then we see this footage on some space station or something, and it's quite obviously the other series, the one that makes up the vehicle Voltron portion of the series, and we see these guys that we've never met before hanging out along with this nerdy kid, I guess is Chip, Pidge's brother, and they talk about how they might, the Voltron force might come to them and they might team up together. But whatever happens, they're all part of Voltron. Now, if you were a kid watching this back in 1984, well, okay. Looking at the episode guide on the Voltron wiki, now I do not trust supposed original air dates from series that are that old, because who knows where they got this information from and how reliable that information is. I've taken issue with some of the supposed original air dates for Captain and the Game Master, and supposedly there are issues with like the airing order of the original Thundercats series. I read about that somewhere, like one episode is completely like in the wrong season or something like, I don't know. But I do not trust online episode guides for series that are from before the World Wide Web, so like before the mid-90s. But anyway, according to this episode guide, both the Line Force and Vehicle Force episode series, the episodes were all scrambled and a lot of them aired completely out of order, supposedly. But also, 9 of the first 10 Vehicle Force episodes supposedly originally aired before the season finale of Line Force. So, supposedly, kids in the 80s would have already been introduced to the Vehicle Voltron characters by now. Let's see, what else can I say about this episode? At one point, Allura is thinking about all of the people that Lotor or Sarkon, or both of them, have hurt. So, she thinks about her parents, and she thinks about Sven, and she thinks about Nanny. Yeah. Now remember, in Go Lion, Nanny was killed by what's his name? Fake Koran's son, the clone or whatever. But that was edited out of Voltron, so Nanny just disappeared. But so it's odd that they left that in there, that Allura's thinking about Nanny as someone that's been hurt. Just saying. Okay, so that's the end of Line Force Season 1. We will return to these characters. But, obviously in Japan, that was the end of the series. That was it. Closing credits are nearly the full-length version, except they removed the ground shots of the team in uniform. Okay, so what do I watch next? Well, I've been reading some kind of chronology guide where someone tried to figure out where to put Vehicle Voltron and everything in relation to the other components of the franchise. Alright. So, apparently, Vehicle Voltron happens immediately after Line Force Voltron. So, but here's the thing. First potential chronology is that Vehicle Voltron happens immediately after Line Force. And then you have the Fleet of Doom TV special. It's basically a double-length episode made up of mostly new animation, and it has both Line Force Voltron and Vehicle Voltron teaming up together. And then You have Lion Force Season 2, that's the last 20 episodes of Lion Force. Or chronology number 2. Watch the Fleet of Doom movie right after Lion Force Season 1. And then Vehicle Voltron and Season 2 of Lion Force Voltron happen concurrently. Okay, that's kind of odd. There are reasons listed for each, in support of each chronology. Now, I did mention in a previous review that the Voltron Wiki seems to indicate that the final 3 episodes of Season 1 of Lion Force occurs shortly before episode 30 of Vehicle Voltron. So that's another wrinkle. But what I think I'll be doing is just watching Vehicle Voltron next. And then the Fleet of Doom special. And then finish it off with Lion Force Season 2. So, here's an odd thing regarding Fleet of Doom. There seems to be no information about an original air date for this episode, or the special rather. The wiki seems to indicate that it takes place shortly before episode 1 of Season 2 of Lion Force, or sometime before it anyway. But I don't see like an original air date for when this aired in comparison to well, okay, regular wiki says it's a 1986 television film. Okay, here we go. September 10, 1986. Now that is way later than even Season 2 of Lion Force, because supposedly Season 2 of Lion Force wrapped up on November 18, 1985. So this Fleet of Doom movie supposedly originally aired like 10 months later. Almost 10 months later. But it seems to take place before Season 2 of Lion Force. That seems to be the indication. At least according to fan chronologies. So I guess I'm going to watch Vehicle Voltron next, because I don't want Fleet of Doom to be my introduction to the new characters. I want to see them in their own series first. Even though Fleet of Doom was obviously made last, it apparently takes place before Season 2 of Voltron of Lion Force Voltron. So I'll figure it out when I get there. I'll do some more research and ask fans for their opinions and stuff like that. But I'll start on Vehicle Force Voltron next. So that's it. Thanks for watching.